we're gonna practice this little flow that I'm working on. And this is the first time I've done it. Oh, there's a dead mosquito. Goodbye. Not in my space. No, thank you. Okay, anywho, back to business. So, this is gonna, I hope, open up the chest area, and it'll also probably feel really good for the hips. So, to begin, you can either do this in butterfly pose, and you can kind of hold your feet in or out, whichever is easier for you. My dog just came home from the groomers, so he's kind of running around like a crazy man right now, so that should calm down in a moment. It might not distract you, but it might distract me. Anywho, but so you can do that, or you could also kind of sit crisscross applesauce. This is called easy pose. I would just remember to make sure at some point you switch your feet. I'll make sure I remind you to switch your feet. Or another alternative is you can bring your feet like this. So you act like you're about to go into crisscross applesauce, and instead you leave the one normal and you bring the other one opposite stacked over top. And this is called, I cannot remember what this is called. I'm so sorry. But I don't think it really matters that much. So, anywho. But yeah, you would also have to remember at some point to switch these as well. That's so frustrating. I feel like I knew exactly what this was like 10 minutes ago. But that does not matter. So, I'm going to start like this. What an introduction. So, I'm going to begin like this, and from here, I'm going to open my legs up just a little bit because I don't have anything supporting my hips, and I don't want to hold them up too high because that would be very straining here. So the more that I can open them up and still maintain everything nicely together is kind of where I want to be today. So we're going to find our knees, and we're going to begin by taking a couple breaths just to kind of relax a little bit. You can kind of let your head roll around a little bit. Check in where your posture is. Mine was kind of hunched back a little bit, so we want the head tall, facing forward. Let the shoulders wiggle around a little bit, and don't do any big movements right now. Just kind of let this be small, slower movements. Kind of let your hands stay rested on your knees with whatever you're doing with your shoulders or your head. Don't over exaggerate your body. Okay, so now from here, we're gonna let our hands kind of relax and hit the floor. And this would be kind of nice to open your eyes up if you haven't already so you can see more so what you're doing. But letting your palms face the sky, we're gonna open up, and when we're opening upwards, we're gonna breathe in like we're filling up a balloon with air. And we're gonna let our fingertips touch, so. And then we're gonna deflate that balloon and breathe out. And again, and again. And you can just repeat this a couple times at your own pace. You might be faster, you might be slower. Really kind of feel as you're lifting up and rounding around to create that balloon shape, and then letting it out. And next time your fingertips are at the top together touching, when we breathe out, we're going to go down and we're going to let them position themselves in front of us like we're hugging a tree. I kind of just let my middle fingers touch each other so that way I don't feel tempted to grab onto my hands and do too much. Like, this is about kind of maintaining posture and just letting your arms be out and open. So now, next time we breathe again, we're going to breathe in and we're going to open up to the tree. And let your chin come up a bit. Breathe out and let those fingertips come together, and repeat that over and over at your own pace. And this would be a good time if you were sitting any way other than the way I'm sitting with your legs crossed, to cross them in a different direction, so that way you can kind of even out your legs and your hips. And now we're going to open back up. And this time, kind of just let your hands fall back down, and your palms will face the sky with your hands resting on your knees. Take a couple breaths. If my breathing doesn't sound very clear, it's because it's probably not. I'm a little stuffy. Okay. So now, I'm going to come up, and we're just kind of going to go straight into a downward dog here. Well, we could hit a child's pose first. That would be kind of nice, actually. Let's go ahead and do that. So let's go in here. And a way that I learned that really helps to get into this nicely is if you sit back with your butt cheeks on your heels really nicely and then lean into it and try to maintain that connection as much as possible. You can really get in your hips. Okay, so from here, let's pop up into a downwards dog. And there may be some imperfections in this flow. I do apologize. You'll have to bear with me, as this is my first time running through it. So I may be changing things, as I just did. We may do a couple little rewrites here and there. And I like to start pedaling out my feet. That way I can really stretch each leg individually. But you can also let them hang if you want, and just let them, have like that static stretch. There's really no right or wrong answer. It's just whatever feels better to you at the time. I like to do a little combination of both. You can also let one side just kind of hang for a minute instead of pedaling. And let the other side hang out. Okay. And we're gonna walk it in. Big breath in as we come up, or before we come up actually. And then we'll do a big breath in as we come up. But don't come all the way up. Come up about halfway and let your hand rest on your thighs. And breathe out. And in, and we're going to go back down. We're going to do that like 2 more times. In and up. And you want to kind of keep like this little micro bend in your knees. It might not be like a micro bend, it might kind of be like a bend because you're leaning forward a little bit, and we want to really support everything that we're standing on top of. Okay, now this time when we come up, we're going to come up with our hands to our thighs, and then from there we're going to start to seat our butt down and sit up like we're in a chair. So we're going to sit down, and then the hands are going to come up, and we're going to be up like our butt is in this chair, and we're going to get our back up as straight as you possibly can, like you are actively sitting with your hands up. Your chair might be, still folded. It's a foldable chair, so some stretch more than others. And you can just kind of sit in here, really maintain or really pay attention to what is happening in your feet. Like, can you wiggle your toes? Are you seated in the heels? Because we really want to be deep seated in those heels and be able to really, feel everything in the feet while we're doing what we're doing. And just reach as high as you can. And we're going to come back from this into that either half or down, whichever you feel drawn to do. Kind of round into it and hang out here for a moment. Now we're going to step back into a downwards dog again. And once again, whatever you feel drawn to do. Pedal the feet, let them hang, just kind of be here with your body. And we're going to take whichever side you want to start with is up to you. I'm going to start with my left, and I'm going to bring my left foot up into a 3-legged dog. I like to breathe in as I come up and breathe out as I'm letting it go down so it can kind of hang out. And don't forget to keep breathing. And we're going to bring that in very nicely. And lower back out. And then we're going to go in and do the other leg. So whichever one you started, do the other one. And bring it back down. And from here, I'm going to go and walk it back in. And we're going to repeat that chair pose, half to the thigh thing that we did. And kind of just open up. It's like it's opening up the middle of the body where we were just kind of really in both ends. Alright, and this time I'm going to go up into it. I'm going to reach my hands to the sky, and I'm going to sit down on my heels like I'm in a chair. Back down. Okay. Now from here, I'm going to walk it out so I can get myself down. However you want to get yourself down, if you want to do it in a fancy way or if you just want to kind of plop down. Try to be graceful, let's not drop our bodies, but we're going to come up, and ideally here, you can keep your hip bones nicely rested. And kind of hold in. And now I'm going to go and do a scorpion stretch. If you don't want to do this, then by all means don't. You do indeed have thy free will, but it's a good time. So anyhow. And to start, I'm going to lay flat with my arms open. Everything just flat and open. And I'm going to start with my right leg. So I'm going to face my head to the left side, to where my right cheek is on the mat. Because I'm going to lean my leg inwards over my head. And I don't want to be looking at my foot. I want to be able to see it when it goes over towards this hand, which is going to be my left hand. But I don't want my head to be looking in the opposite direction. So I'm going to take a couple breaths. Just kind of relax. And you're going to want to raise the foot up as you're kind of breathing in. And when it's starting to round over towards the hand, that's when we're going to want to breathe out. So I'm going to That was marvelous. So now we're just going to hang out here for a moment before we flip over. And let's give her a flip. Well, really just flipping our head. So we'll have our left cheek on the mat. And here we go. Okay. And I'm going to go up into a child's pose now. And right now my goal is more so to keep my butt planted on my heels than it is to get my entire body flat. Even if I have to give myself some support. This is where a block can come in handy, but I don't have mine currently. Okay, I'm gonna lean from side to side and just get a little deeper into each side. I'm not really going lower and just kind of going from side to side. Okay, I'm gonna walk it up. Nice. And stretch it back out like that again. And now what we do is we flip over on our backs. And look up at whatever you see above your head. If you did this outside, bonus points to you. You see the sky. And well, I'm not really looking at much because my eyes are closed, but we're just gonna lay here and really kind of pay attention to how you're laying and get comfortable, because this is how your body is just sitting. And because we're on a flat, hard ground surface, we're really gonna let our skeleton just kind of sit down, our muscles relax, while we're really resting into our skeleton, so that way our muscles can relax. That's a better way to say that. But if you lay here long enough, depending on how long you want to, draw this out, you can potentially at some point start to feel potentially your hips fall down, or you feel kind of like some things in your, it's like your obliques start to fall a little bit, where your body's just kind of aligning better,
because it's straightening up. Okay. I'm feeling pretty good. I think I'm gonna go to the grocery store. Maybe not. I don't know. The grocery store is better at night. Running other errands tend to be better in the middle of the day before people get off work and before school gets out. So let's see. We're gonna see what I can get done. I'm not necessarily like completely opposed to running into individuals. It's just the ebb and flow of moving through the store is way better, obviously, the less people that are in there. It's a much more efficient experience, which I appreciate. I appreciate it greatly. Okay. I'm gonna do a forward fold. Ooh. That was my hip. Nice. Cool. What a good time. What a good time. Okay, anywho. The heron is not here. I don't know where he is. He's normally around in the mornings. There's no ducks. There's no ducks, no geese, no heron. This is kind of no bueno. Where are you guys at? Where are my friends? Okay. Oh. If you enjoyed this, like and subscribe. Otherwise, have a great day. Okay, bye.